Hi everyone, I'd like to tackle this really fun question. This is great. It's asking about total welfare gained if you produce at the free market equilibrium. And this is the second video that I've done talking about totals and not marginals or welfare losses or anything that you would expect. This one's going to be maybe a little bit different and that can be really scary. So I wanted to address that. This one's a challenging one, and I'm sure there'll be lots of things that maybe we can learn from this. So the free market equilibrium, just to recap, is a selfish equilibrium. It's where people are interested in themselves. Households demand according to how it benefits them. So we've got the MPB, that's the actual demand that happens. And then we've got suppliers that only pay the cost that they must to make the good. So this is like the actual supply, the MPC. So the free market equilibrium, I've added that already, is at QFM, and you can see that's the intersection of the MPC and the MPB. I didn't want to focus on that for this question, so I'm just putting that as a side note. So how can we work out the welfare gained? One approach is to work out what I call the marginal welfare. To society, right? This is all to the society welfare. That's what it means by welfare gained. So to work out the marginal welfare to society, we want to look at what have been the benefits that society has faced and what have been the costs that society has faced. And we kind of want to compare these that each unit has had. So we want to look at the MSB, how much welfare, how many benefits has each unit added. And we want to look at the MSC, which means how much has each unit cost society. So this is the cost, this is the benefit of each unit. And we just want to compare them. So the idea is if we have more benefits than costs, welfare has increased. So welfare increases if there is more benefits than costs. And then welfare decreases if there are more costs than benefits. So to make this really clear, I'm actually going to delete the curve that is kind of irrelevant information here. To work out marginal welfare and therefore total welfare, we don't need to think at all about the MPC. So I'm just going to ignore it. Okay, so let's take a look at this unit by unit to make this really easy. So this first unit, let's call it just Q1. This one had a cost to society of this much, but it had a benefit to society of this much. Maybe I can add some numbers to make this more clear. Maybe this one is like a 40, and so this one looks like maybe a 15. So Q1 has added 25 points of welfare to society. Let's repeat it for Q2. At Q2, at a cost of something like 17, and then it has a benefit of something that looks a little bit smaller, maybe around 30. And therefore has had an additional 13 welfare added on. So to give you an indication of what's happened, if the welfare at 0 was 0 and at Q1 is added 25, the total welfare is now 25 at Q1. The total at Q2 is add on 13. And let's repeat for all the units. I'm going to put that at 20. Ooh, I'm in trouble. This one's added in another 5. onto welfare, bringing the total onto 43. And you can see that total welfare has been increasing because each of these units had more benefits than costs, so increased total welfare. And you know that's going to be true for the next unit that I pick because it has the benefits again higher than the costs. So overall, all of this area in welfare was gained up until QSO. That's not what the question asked. The question asked the welfare at QFM. So to get to the welfare at QFM, let's keep going. Let's keep comparing the costs and the benefits of all the units up to QFM. So if we look at kind of this quantity, has a cost, whoops, that is a benefit. It has a benefit over here because that's where the social benefit curve is. And it has a cost there. So this one actually created a harm. Overall more costs than benefits. So actually this region between QSO and QFM, this one's going to start harming welfare because it's adding more costs onto benefits. And if you keep going for the next unit, again added less benefits than costs up until QFM when that's true. So if the total welfare was 43, this one looked like it added, I don't know, another 2, bringing the total to 45. This unit here doesn't add anymore. Total is 45. This one is taking some away, taking away 3, bringing the total to 42. Taking away 4, bringing the total to 38. This one, don't know why I put it in green. Has brought the total to, I don't know, 38 minus 5, so 33. So you can see that the total welfare has been reduced, and that makes sense because these units between QSO and QFM have added more costs than benefits. So if we have to go back to the question to calculate the total welfare, what we've learned is it's all the welfare we gain here minus all the welfare we lost there. So total welfare equals the sum of all the marginal welfares, MSB minus MSC. We add that up for all units between the origin and QSO. But then we had welfare losses coming up, so we had to minus the sum of all the instances where the costs were higher than the benefits for all units between QSO and QFM. So bringing this all together, if I were to kind of add some numbers to this, this one's MSC, this one's MSB, this one's QSO, this one's QFM. The total welfare is the sum of area A minus the loss in welfare at B. And that's the answer. Hope you found that interesting. Take a look at all the other externality videos if this helps you realizing there's a bit more practice. Also feel free to ask any questions. I know this one's a tricky one. And see you in another video. Bye!